Thursday, March 14th. That's where we at. You guys see the vibes over there. You see the vibes. So make sure you get all that written down, and then let's move it along to the whole thing. Okay, so this went through pretty quick, right? Like I told y'all, like, hey, 3 weeks ago, yeah, we're gonna do this and that. It's a lot, but hey, we're gonna get through it. And it flew by like that. So now we are to the in-class registration. So all you have to do is show up tomorrow in class. That's where we're going to do the registration. Okay, so peep this out. You see that document over there? That is the document that you need. I'm just going to walk through it real quick. Obviously, you should put your name here. Parent signature goes down there. Sorry, you guys can't see that good. Okay, we're going to go back. Parent signature goes there. There's the date. Now, I do want to say on this left-hand side of the paper, you just need to put a check mark or an X like right next to it. So you're going to be taking algebra. If you want ag bio or regular bio, just remember ag bio's focus is going to talk about the same things, but it's going to focus on animals, focus on growing plants. That's the focus of ag bio. So if you want to be in that industry or you're interested in those things, then you definitely should take ag bio. If you're not, and that's not your thing, which is totally fine, then take regular bio. I would take regular bio. I'm not interested in that other stuff. It's cool either way. Take your state requirements, just pick the PE that correlates to you. And then up here, if you are currently in advanced English, you're probably going to keep it in advanced English. If you're currently in regular English, you're probably going to keep that. And if you're in ELD, then you're probably going to keep that unless they probably already talked to you if you're close to promoting out. So if you have a few more things to do and promote out, then you might be going into regular English, okay? So again, you should probably know what your situation is. Now, as it pertains to everything on the right-hand side of this document, right? Then what you're going to need to do is, if you see here, it says select 3 courses, and then it's 1, 2, or 3 in the order that you want it. So 1 should be your number 1 priority, 2 should be your second priority, 3 should be your last priority. Just remember this, they're going to give you 2 out of the 3. In case they can't get you into your second one, they're going to give you that third one, okay? I'm just letting you guys know that. So if avid, let's just say you want to be an avid, that should probably be your number 1, okay? And then it should just go on and on like that. Pick the one that you want. Some people were asking about these ones here at the bottom. Remember, these are like the beginning of your pathway. So you can start your pathways here. You don't necessarily have to, but you should for sure start them by your sophomore year because most of them are 3 years. If you want the medical pathway and you're trying to get the CNA, then you definitely should start it this year. It should be on your high priority list, okay? So there are those things. Some people want to complete 2 pathways. Those are things you should definitely meet with the counselor about. You're not going to have enough time probably in the class to work that out, but meet with the counselor about, and they can help you maneuver through that, okay? But you can try and set up like a meeting with her while you're here, and maybe you can go over there at some point later and kind of walk through that, okay? Cool. So hopefully that answers any questions you guys had. Make sure that this is here for tomorrow. If you do not turn this in tomorrow to them when they're here, then now it is going to be you and your parents' responsibility to get that turned into the high school, as it is high school paperwork and high school registration, okay? So just remember that, okay? Cool. So I wanted to talk about this. Now, we talked through this yesterday, so I'm not going to blab on about it, right? We already went through all of these. Just as some things that I noticed, everything was looking good. Hypothesis looking so much better, questions looking better. Also, procedures and the data tables looking so much better than the first lap. So I'm like, hey, way to go, people. We're moving in the right direction. Make sure your conclusion questions. So the 2 conclusion questions, make sure you guys complete those. And again, just do it as a format as A, and then complete sentence, and then B, and then complete sentence, and answer those. Some people are writing these long paragraphs, and I'm like, no, it's just a few sentences. Okay, it should just be a few sentences for A, a sentence or 2 sentences for B. You know what I'm saying? That's it. A should probably be 1 sentence. B might be 2 sentences. I'm just keeping it 100. Okay. So again, this should be the question that's on that first page, page number 23. Let me see. Do I have that somewhere? No, I don't. But anyway, it should be on page number 23. I just want to put that out there. So this is due today, so make sure to get that turned in today, okay? All right, now we're just going to move to the CER real quick, okay? The CER, your data from your lab is going to be your evidence for your CER. Just know that, okay? All this is the instructions. These are all the same normal instructions we've been doing the whole year. Write up your rough draft and then type it up and then attach your rough draft in there and turn it in on a Google Doc. That's it. Same thing as normal, okay? So everything is the same. Click your link, make your copy, do the thing, right? Do the thing. Make sure to do your rough draft first. The reason you want to do the rough draft first is it makes your final draft so much better, okay? So here's what the rough draft should kind of look like, and I just want to walk through a portion of this real quick. So I'm going to go like this. I'm going to go like that. Oops, we don't need that. We're gonna go ahead and say we need a new one. We need a new. So we're gonna go right there, blot out. We're gonna go right there, sauce. Now we got that, and then we're gonna. Ooh, Mr. Farr is getting better at this, huh? A little bit better. Sorry, it's a tiny bit blurry, but that's okay. So it says write a scientific explanation as to how the amount of electrostatic potential energy on a balloon affects the distance it can act on the pieces of tissue paper. So remember, we were looking at those pieces of tissue paper, and we were looking at the balloon and charging that balloon up, you know what I mean? Charging that balloon up, and then how long would what was the distance from where the tissue paper attracted to the balloon, okay? So just remember, that's what we were measuring, and that's what we were looking at. So what is the question that they're really wanting us to answer? And hopefully you guys see the question there in the prompt. And you see that the question really is about this, right? How the amount of electrostatic potential energy on a balloon affects the distance it can attract on pieces of paper. So that is exactly the question that your claim should be answering. And your evidence should be data, right? Should be the data from the Explore 2 that we just did. It should be the data, right? So that should be the data right there. And then the reasoning paragraph, just remember, it's an intro, right? And that probably should have claim plus question, right? Plus question, that should be in there. Then you have evidence. So you have three sentences, right? Three sentences with evidence, right? And the evidence should support your claim. These three sentences should be like, how does this evidence support that this claim that you made is true, okay? Then the last thing, right, should just be a conclusion, right? Conclusion, and a lot of times we like to restate claim, right? And why it is true. Does that make sense? Plus why. True, right? Or how this evidence shows that this is true. And that should be your whole thing. Once you got that rough draft done, then you can move over, right? So you should move over and then type everything up. Remember this, right? This data right here, this data should be right inside these three sentences. So this set of data should be in these three sentences. And since you did 3 different trials, you have 3 different sets of data that can give information. Okay, so I just want to make sure that you got all of that together and you know exactly what to do. That should walk you through the process. All right, y'all, that's it really. So I'm going to close this a little bit, go back to this, and just say, yo, here, we'll talk about this one last time. The Explore 2 on pages 23 and 24, that is due today. These are the conclusion questions that go in the conclusion box. What's right below me, this is the CER. That is due tomorrow. The CER is the rough draft of the CER is on page 25. Complete that, then move on to the typed version, okay? You guys already know what to do. We done did this multiple times, okay? So, all right, I love y'all. Peace.